Bo 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 bo. Bo 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 bo. Bo 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 bo. I got to start ripping band-aids off more often. This is I can't keep humming my way through the intro of my own stream just because I'm too lazy to actually pull up a song because I don't want to. I just don't have the wherewithal to deal with copyright, because when I deal with copyright, it just often upsets me because, of course, I'm using a song without like the what would you call it, the permission of the people who make the song. But it's a fair trade. I don't make money off said stream, and that's fine. It's a stream. And anything else is just a substance. So, where were you last night? Where were you last night? Who told you to start developing a life? Every title you make is just awful. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I do a great job. I do a great job with my titles, especially on my stream. I'm about to prove you wrong right now. Hold on. We just go down a rabbit hole and prove me wrong right now. Oh, modern black baby mamas and microtransactions. Okay. All right. That's kind of not good. Carmelo got his bond reduced. Conservatives. I mean, that's kind of decent. Marvel Rivals gay agenda, according to some white Game Grumps lore, that was kind of good. Another race war. I mean, come on. Not gonna lie, I'm upset. Come on, that's pretty good. The scrawny ginger still hates woke. Come on, that was pretty good. The Gudicide and TikTok getting banned tonight. It's good. Pimp Destiny. What do you mean? These are pretty good. These are some of the greatest titles known to man. Slept with 100 men. Political e-beggar. The thumbnails are better. What do you see? At least we can understand. I got some cursed images for some thumbnails. I got Alex as like the doctor porn star for one of them. This is such a colossal fuck. I tell you, I just do whatever I want on the stream channel because it's more fun. Streaming is just like in a live format. You can see how my brain works in real time, and maybe something of note will come about. Maybe something will know. Hello, Miss Minnie. Hopefully you don't have HIV. See how I just blindside motherfuckers for no reason. I don't have any water at my desk. I drank it all. Fuck. Now I need more water. And I'm running out of water. Oh, wait. No. Oh, wait. I got like one last little driplet of water. That's crazy to fucking say. I got one bottle that's not drunk. And now it is. I was trying to catch up on the last one early. Bro, I think the highlight of the stream from last night was, Miss Minnie, don't you be a part of this problem. I don't have any more water at my... Oh, wait. Okay, I'm going to count all the water bottles that are... including the one in my hand that also has like driplets of water in it. Hold on. Now this one has no water. I'm going to count all the water bottles at my fucking desk that are now empty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 10 water bottles at my... I need to throw these away immediately. Recycling's for pussies. Who could imagine? Who could imagine saving the earth? Who could imagine wanting to save the earth? Who wants to live here anyway? Except everyone who currently lives here and is part of the next generation of people. You know what I'm saying? But not the highlight of the stream from last night is two things. Number one, a fucking guy coming in, saying his own opinion, and then getting mad immediately, crying about his First Amendment, and us letting him know no one is that desperate to get rid of you, buddy.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs.
And he follows it up by saying, oh, I get banned from every chat because of my profile picture. And then I look at the profile picture, it's a fucking swastika. And we immediately got him out of here. Buddy, I need y'all to know this is not a safe space. You will be made fun of here. Case in point, I just want to, because I saw this morning and I thought, you know what? I'm going to have fun and just post it in the community post. Listen, I am but a simple man with such a simple, can I not show it? Oh my God. Hold on. We can do it like this then.
Who does? It's so impractical. Hey, we got a $23 scat pack. Come on.
Okay, let me change where this audio is coming from so that you don't hear this shit double. But Minnie, welcome to my scat pack, motherfucker. Oh, so generous, so kind. What a 2013-esque attitude you have. Oh, it feels so wonderful. Nice echo. See, that's the fucking problem. I didn't want you to hear a fucking echo, but because I didn't change where the audio is coming from, you heard an echo. I'm so sorry. My legacy as a streamer is on the line. But hold on, let me put this on the screen because the duality of man comes down to who's dumb and who chooses to be fucking dumb. That one, and then this one, and then this one. Let's play a game, folks. On the screen, you're going to understand the difference between like me and the other fucking people that y'all consume. I genuinely don't like stupid because stupid isn't even funny. Stupid used to be funny, but now it's just embarrassing to be that damn loud and that damn fucking dumb. So, as you all know, infinite racist I am, apparently, according to people who can't create an opinion past a fucking random word.
Who does? It's so impractical.
Oh my God,
hey,
I got a bit.
Scat
It sounds like bitch, but anyway. My sister made a deal with me to buy a PS5 if I pull a character she wants in a gacha game. I say you just buy her the PS5 and give her the middle finger. That way she understands the difference between like a want and a need. Because right now, a PS5 is more like a want and not a need. So look, context. As you all know, notorious evildoer racist am I. What's my racist take of recent? Oh, nothing. Just that people should stop posting fake information if they actually care about a black child getting justice. I know. Sign me up for the KKK. And you'll notice I've done 1, 2, 3 videos. 3 too many, honestly. It should have stopped at 2, but I let the sensation of stupidity get me once again. But I got a comment under the most recent one, which was from 5 days ago. Keep the first 4 videos on the screen in mind. So, what about Nikita Kassab? What about the Nikita Kassab case? You gonna talk about that? Or how they're not talking about it? I don't think so. ... Stop it. And then I leave a comment saying I'm actually going to beg you to look at the most recent video on my channel. What's the most recent video? None of you asked? Oh, what he wants me to talk about. You see why being stupid ain't fun no more? Because when you live in a world where you see one video and you think all of black people are being attacked, and then you come to understand, nope, I'm an equal opportunity hater, which means I hate everybody. You'll come to understand that this ain't really a safe space. They're not even trying. They used to try, but now it's just fucking sad. All you had to do was go to videos and look at latest. This is 5 days ago. This motherfucker commented this shit a couple hours ago. It was literally a couple. Don't look at the 15 minutes. I screenshotted this hours ago. This wasn't 15 minutes ago. Leon's just tired. I'm more so sad that y'all not giving y'all best when y'all try to critique me, because it wasn't even. And when I say hours, I don't mean yesterday at like 10 in the morning. I mean at like 1 o'clock in the fucking morning, which means it's been hours since this video got uploaded. Why would people think that your channel is a safe space for dumbasses? I guess they just feel like, I mean, many, my darling, my new favorite, because you bought my love. I'm just playing. You got a motherfucker who was crying about his First Amendment because he wanted to come in and just be different, and we was cool with it. But then he pointed out his profile, and I was like, nope. Here comes the bravest take you're going to hear today. Leon, not a fan of Nazis. No, not a fan of Nazi supporters. No. Hate them all. Nope. Can't be around that. Nope. Sup, second chair? Still don't know what that means. But I know that you say that means that you're a fucking fan of Sly. I don't know what the fuck was going on in that stream the other day. All I know is that was the most cancerous YouTube stream I've ever been in. And I didn't even know what was going on. But we're not done. We're not done, boys. Because we got another one last night. I did that stream just talking about how the bond got dropped for Carmelo Anthony. Not that one. The child, not the star. And I was just sitting there like, hey, the bond got reduced. So what? Still got to go through the process. People are lying, saying that he's getting to walk home free. That's not true. He's on house arrest, which really still isn't good. But we're lacking critical thinking. I'm not watching this. Can't spend 2 hours when I need sleep. But I'm guessing, that's something you should not fucking do, Leon doesn't want truth or justice and is happy accepting whatever crap the court throws at us. We all know this is garbage and that the judge is biased AF. First of all, the use of AF. I can't stand it. I can't stand all this hip, young people lingo. Jesus, I'm 25. But this is the opinion of an individual who already is bought. Let me explain. I have said throughout 3 videos and various live streams that we as a society don't know how this all play out. And with time, we will find out. And there are going to be a lot of people who have come up with various different solutions in their head that have preconceived notions without any critical thinking that will be disappointed at the end result. Whether you are someone who wants Carmelo put in jail for the rest of his days, or you're someone who wants him to be scot-free, you will not get your way. One of you. Any of you who believes in either option will not get your way, and time will tell us which one will be the one. And the sick part about that is the amount of people willing to lie before we get to that conclusion. Right now, here's where the story's at. A kid's dead, a kid's on house arrest, and that's it. We got witness testimony, we got a police report. The case is not over. But people are running around pretending that it's over. Why? Because they want to put you in some pretend panic for their pretend race war online. This shit'll take months unless they speed this shit up. Let me remind y'all, court is often boring, much like politics. Has the police report been released? Yep. That don't mean it's the end. Because guess what? If you pick and choose where you want to go for your reaction on this police report, you're going to get people saying, this proves self-defense. You're going to get people saying, this proves that this is some random black kid who just wanted to act out in violence. So I implore you, if you're going to do that, just let me know that you're a disappointment. If you're going to look at this and actually read it without thinking about anyone else's opinions, I applaud you. But that don't mean it's over. Because when you got a bunch of uninformed idiots saying that because they read it this way or they read it another way, that means what they thought in their mind is what the truth is, you're not really going to get anywhere. So, for like the 40th time, shut up, wait, and you'll be okay. But this comment right here, I'm guessing Leon doesn't really want the truth or justice. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. It's almost like y'all don't know me. When you say that, you know what that instills in the conversation? It's that part right there, accepting whatever crap the court throws at us. That lets me know that if the court were to sit there and look at all the evidence and say, Carmelo Anthony, you are guilty. Maximum punishment necessary. For the fan fiction writers out there, he can't get the death penalty. And he goes to jail for X amount of years. You'll eat it up. You'll say, this is the correct outcome. But if the courts say that Carmelo acted in self-defense and he ends up with, let's say, probation, or even gets a plea deal where he'll still probably get probation and a sentence that really isn't what you claim to be, you'll start screaming how it's kangaroo and a conspiracy theory and how no one cares about the white youth. You already have your preconceived notion about how this is going to go, especially with this added note about the judge being biased AF. A life is lost, and that's garbage. I still hold the most drastic take that really none of us give a damn. And the reason I say none of us give a damn is because when this is over, whether if it ended tomorrow or if it ends a year from now, y'all gonna move on to the next thing as if it don't even matter. And then when something like this happens again, whether it be in the same scenario or the reverse, you're going to have these same people drumming up their pretend race war as if they have some gotcha. Now, I would like to throw in a funny little notion that came across my screen in the wee hours of the night while I struggled to sleep. Because it's always funny when there are conservatives. No, I'm not going to say conservatives. Let me change this stature. It's always funny when people, like, when tragedy happens, they try their best to just, like, focus on the one thing and not really focus on anything else. They always like to fixate on like one thing because anything else would just like be drastically different. This is the woman who, I guess, put him on a shortened bond or like a reduced bond, and all the controversy around her. If you ever cared to know her political affiliation, because I guess that matters, she's a Republican. Damn it, it's those fucking Republicans. Who knew they were so weak and spineless? And if you comb through the AF Post Twitter replies, it's people fixating on the fact that the woman's black more than she's Republican, or Republican more than she's black. And it's that funny game that makes me still have the correct take. No one cares. It's all about hot takes, boys. It's all about who can say the juiciest line in order to get the most traction on social media. But you know, when you point that out, you're the one. You're the one that's fence sitting. You're the one with a piece of a fence on your ass because golly gee willikers, Batman. Oh, and also apparently she's trans because I guess ugly women. I feel bad for ugly women like Janet because y'all just ugly and that's no one's fault but your parents' genetics. And I guess because you're ugly, you're a man. Janet, I'm sorry. Janet, no! Janet! Janet, baby, I'm sorry. I blame my aunt. Well, That, you know what? Never mind. That's a joke that I'm not going to say. Is it wrong that I don't care about the judge's political affiliation? Why don't you care? Minnie, why don't you care? This is an important fucking detail because the judge is biased. That fucking dirty Republican. God, why don't you care? That's what motherfuckers like get on me. Like when I say I don't care about some fucking minute detail that don't mean shit, motherfuckers jump down my ass. Why don't you care? Because I'm more focused on like the case and the information brought about. Like, sorry. That's why. So no, there's nothing wrong with not caring about information that is not substantial. That makes you normal. But I'm gonna take a guess throughout this entire day, now that it's been brought up and broadcasted on social media, you're going to see a couple YouTube videos mentioning this. Somebody fill me in. I just got here. We haven't really done anything yet. Now we're going to get into how all of you black baby moms are ruining the next generation. Because fuck it, why not? I don't know. Shit just get thrown out to the ether. I don't know what my algorithm's getting wonky. I gotta get it back to cooking videos for my own sanity, and it'll make me feel good. But I do feel solace in knowing that when in doubt, any type of video that has to do with black people will always feature my favorite white man that you see on the screen. The Uncle Ruckus theme with women doing jumping jacks with a child in the room strutting all that nice thigh structure you got going on. What's going on? What are you talking about? It's my generation. We're the parents now. I ain't gonna lie, this is the wildest shit I've ever fucking seen. What you mean a bunch of what looks to be 3 to 5 year olds are singing "Let My Coochie Breathe"? Like, but if you say something, coon. But if you state that it's kind of weird, coon. If you state these problems, bigot. What about the white people? White people are doing cocaine, and they seem to be in great stride about it. Can't we do something about our black people? I'm bored. Game me. A fucking 3 to 5 year old saying hands on your knees. Cray fucking Z. I'm not gonna lie to you. Cray fucking Z. Am I losing it?
If you don't get that bullshit out of my face, bitch.
The relationship between black moms and their children, it's just weird. Like, weird beyond imagine. And like, I've really been trying to like ignore this crap.
I mean, I don't mean to be that guy. Which would you rather? Thought mom or dad who's not there? A thought mom or an absent father? These are the questions you must think about as you watch this video and consume this information. Which one are you willing to deal with in terms of the rest of your child development? Which one are you willing to put at the forefront of how you live the rest of your days?
Crap for a long time, but after running across this video,
I call my son daddy, y'all. That's daddy. When I pushed him out at 15, I just looked at him and said, damn, daddy.
You know what? Third option. You could just abort yourself. Cause what you mean? You calling your son? What you mean? What do you mean? You calling your son, your child? I can't even say the word because I feel like the FBI gonna break into my crib. But like, what you mean, Brody, bro? Like, huh? I want to get off. I want to get off the bus. This bus ain't bussing.
Mirror, he just always just been fine as fuck to me. Like my.
Y'all can't see it, but my eyebrow is raised to like such a fucking degree. My parents never let me listen to music like that. Oh God, what a dork! Are you telling me you don't want to put your hands on your knees? They don't care what I listen to as an adult as long as I don't listen to explicit music around my 4-year-old niece. Telling me your 4-year-old niece can't listen to Crack Daddy? Nice work, Cat Daddy.
My son is handsome. So when I look at him, I just be like, Daddy.
What the fuck? I just couldn't ignore this crap anymore, bro. Now I know the glaring question right now is, gang, what color is your mom? Negro, she's black. But thank God the Lord blessed me with a normal, loving, and caring mother. Rather than these new gen who are like secretly attracted to and overbearing with their sons and also like teaching their daughters how to be hosts. I don't know, gang. This shit just weird. Like, I swear to God, these black moms nowadays are raising OnlyFans models and SoundCloud rappers, bro.
I'm like desperate to see his comment section, but I don't want to jump the gun too fast because I feel like I make this video, I'm gonna get chastised, but he gonna get praised. Like, I'm seeing all these motherfuckers make these black YouTuber videos and they get cheered on. But when I did it, I was the enemy of the state. Like, that's racism.
These niggas can't even read, but I swear to God, they hit the shit out the Dougie. Now, some of you may be thinking, oh, nigga, he's over-exaggerating, he's overreacting about this, even though I just showed a clip of this shit going on. But don't worry, nigga, don't worry. I'll give y'all a full breakdown of the BS that we, as a community, have not only been ignoring for so long, but also promoting for so long. And shit, what's a better time than during my return video, nigga?
I grab my mama because bitch, I treat my mama like my lady, bro. That's my queen.
I'm here for you, little bro. Oh, I'm here for your mama.
This really does give me shades of my dear black community video. Now, don't get me wrong, nigga, I love my black people. I'm not one of these self-hating black niggas that's trying to fresh and fit my way to relevance.
You know the sick part? Is that we really do love the black community. But it seems like every time a motherfucker point out, hey, this ain't no shit that anybody would hang around. All of a sudden I get speeches about culture and I'm just like, what part of this shit is my culture? I feel offended that you think like this for me.
I genuinely just want us to be honest with ourselves and see us do better. So if I'm the one that has to call out the BS, hey gang, I'll be the bad guy. It don't matter to me. Over the past few months since I've been gone or whatever, I've seen so many interactions with black mothers and their children that I could quite literally make a compilation of this shit. And it's been some of the most like uncomfortable, like cringe shit, like this type of shit that makes you want to scratch your face and claw your eyes out type of shit. Like, I swear to God. And I know I already showed y'all some, but look, no, but wait, nigga, there's more. Here's just a few so y'all know I'm not lying.
Play with her. Please don't. Oh my God, y'all. It ain't real. I didn't buy this on eBay. This thing real.
Blue. Hey, that another clap.
This shit's just wrong in every way. And this is what I'm saying. These mothers, it's like they condition their children to be okay with their hypersexual activities.
I ain't even gonna lie to you. Fresh and Fit say the same thing, buddy. So congratulations, you done got your red pill card.
Twerking in front of or twerking on someone in front of 9-year-olds like it's some type of ritual, or even making their ass clap in front of single-digit age daughters. Breeding men and women alike who defend this kind of shit because hell, they themselves have been so conditioned to accept it.
I refuse to put a whole social or racial group on this bracket. Why? It's so much fun though. It's so much fun. Don't you think it's fun to look at one thing and be like, hey, the entire race, it's your fault. You should be disappointed. It's your fault. You did this, the entire race. They used to plan to assassinate our black leaders. Now they just send them to TikTok to where they could die of That Boondocks episode of Martin Luther King still holds strong to this day.
And yet we wonder how we get niggas like R. Kelly saying weirdo shit like this.
She had this cheap lipstick, and she would taste the coffee to make sure it was sweet enough. And she'd leave the ring of lipstick on the coffee from which she tasted the coffee. And
why is this the second stream in a row where R. Kelly is referenced? Why?
I remember when she would give me mine, when I would sip from the cup, I would turn it around and I would drink from her lipstick part. Because in a son mother way, I had a serious crush on my mom. And I even asked her to marry me one day.
So you know I'm not lying about it. It's a sickness in the community. The way perversion has infected the black youth is just insane. And to be frank, the catalysts of this are the women raising them. And not to sound like a chronically online old head, but like...
You sound like a chronically online old head. I hate to break it to you, my boy.
The shift of what black motherhood was to what it has become really starts like late Gen X to like millennials. I won't cap. Because that's when you start to see the shift of sexuality and promiscuity being more and more accepted within their children. And that's also when you start to see less and less fathers in households. And even to the...
We were seeing less fathers in households before this. I ain't gonna lie to you, buddy. We weren't seeing those fathers in the homes anyway, my boy.
The ones who were there, like let's just keep it a book. It was like having two moms. Like, let's keep it a bean. Let's keep it a bean. Because, I mean, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey. Because you could just tell that nigga was raised by a single woman. No hate, no hate. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? You could tell that nigga did not have a male figure in his life, nigga. But we'll get there. Trust me. But yeah, there was a shift. And their kids grew up seeing that, hey, mama wore this. Hey, mama used to have 50 different niggas in the house, and they were all, each one of them was my damn uncle. Mama called me.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Put him in front of like a big table and like 3 other dudes that look just as wrong as this. You can't tell me this not fresh and fit vibe.
Damn, daddy. Because I was just so damn fine to her type shit. Which is like objectively like weird. Like it's weird. It's weird as hell. Because yes, people have prawn minds now, so they sexualize everything, right? So if they hear the word daddy, it's automatically perverse to them and shouldn't be associated to your child. And you can argue, hey, nigga, don't project your perversion onto me. But let's be real here, okay? Let's just be real. When the person saying that, trying to make that argument, it's not a pure heart to damn selves, and it's so obviously perverse themselves, and they're calling their child fine as. I don't know. I don't think they're projecting it.
Let me put like you weird niggas on game real fast. Like niggas like Soul. Don't call a woman fine shit. They just gonna roll their eyes at you.
It applies to them.
I don't know why I'm singling you out, Soul, but you look like the type of motherfucker that lick his crusty ass lips and be like, hey, fine shit. Is she fine shit or can you just not fine shit? That's a bar.
Because that's not gassing up your child, nigga. That's being weird. But hey, for black people, it's an accepted kind of weird. But hey, let me not tangent. I'm just trying to explain that these are the type of environments that our black youth have to grow up in nowadays. And it's a big injustice for them. Because now they're conditioned to the brain deadness of what they've been taught is normal. Failing to realize that, hey, nigga.
What did I do? Bro, look at you. Like, you did that yourself. Mercedes, I appreciate the fucking...
I've been poisoned by my mother mentally. And it leads to the perpetuation of these kinds of behaviors that lead to more and more tweets of BS and more people captioning tweets of the BS, captioning it only in the black community. And instead of trying to fix it, we'd rather just make our tweet that gets like maybe like 100K likes, right? And, you know, profit off of it. But I digress. You get sons grabbing on their mama's ass.
My man called me fine shit. I'm calling the police. I feel like if you get called fine shit, you really not fine. You just... Let me not say what I'm gonna say. Just know. Ain't nothing wrong. There's zero. You can't find anything wrong with just looking at a woman and saying, damn, you're really beautiful. Or pretty. But because you niggas, you know what? That's why y'all don't go to college. Shit like this. That's a whole different racial fuck. You know, when Ronald Reagan put crack in the black community, he sought to destroy the black community. If he saw the conversations black people were having about themselves, he would be snickering, sniggling, and giggling. Because what do you mean for like the past week, black people have been disrespecting each other with the notion that black men are too dumb to go to college? Like, that's too fucking easy. the racist one.
Moms calling their sons
I thought that was Nixon. Whichever one it was. Fuck. All that matters is we know it happened.
damn daddy, and you get the still unsolvable mystery of who gets the front seat.
Tucker, the KKK had access to social media in like the 90s as much as it is now. Boy, there would be no black people anymore.
My wife or my mother. A primarily black discussion, I may add. And by the way, y'all know I'm not lying about the sons grabbing on their mom's asses. Like, y'all seen the clip. Y'all literally seen the clip. And this is all due to the youth nowadays.
I ain't even gonna lie. Pulling up a clip of Kodak doing it and then trying to capulate that to the black youth. Nasty work. Nasty work.
And those who were born in the mid to late 90s and 2000s. Having to grow up seeing mom and grandma posting damn thirst traps on IG.
That's the most vile fucking picture I ever saw on social media. Cause what you mean you showing up to Lil Timmy Johnny Biblican's graduation? Hold on.
In 2000s. Having to grow up seeing.
What you mean you showing up dressed like you just fresh up from getting dick down and you had to clean yourself up some way, somehow? I'm devastated. Lil Timmy getting embarrassed for sure. Lil Timmy is embarrassed, gobsmacked. Look at her pants, they not done. Then she got on the shorts that's meant for fucking. She got on the shorts that let me know it's go time, not throw time. She let me know what it is and what it ain't in them fucking shorts. God! The Bratz meme is crazy. Especially when you like think about it in any capacity. The Bratz meme is kind of fucking foul.
Mom and grandma posted damn thirst traps on IG, being openly sexual with them in either attire or conversation, because yes, nigga, you can do both. Was also seeing how reactionary they are, and then reminding you don't talk back to mom. Don't question mama, nigga. You accept this shit. Somehow having the expectancy that, hey, you don't pick up on these traits. When in reality, the children are just sitting there, soaking it all in, nigga. And you fast forward on the children a bit, and then you find them sexually active at a young age, more inclined to perversion, reactionary, and acclimated to worldly crap like money, cars, jewels, material shit, which are primarily feminine traits, by the way, I may add. But you don't question this because this is all you know. Because this is what you were taught an adult is, and you get mad if anyone questions it because you're a reflection of your gold standard, your idol, nigga. And that's your mom. And according to you and what's been beaten into your head is that mama did all she could. So they grew up seeing that, hey, mama may have struggled or
shit. Sorry, teacher. My mama just came back from her day job.
Maybe she didn't, doesn't matter. All they see is that she did a lot for them. So they believe that their mothers are beyond reproach because of that. Not realizing the actual disservice that she did them, gang, which is creating a reflection of trauma, perversion, and emotional immaturity. And this happens primarily to sons, I won't cap. But to the daughters, I ain't gonna lie, gang, it's just as bad. They get like the daughter-mama dynamic of like besties, rather than being exactly what they are, which is mom and daughter. The daughter.
I ain't gonna lie. Thank the stars, I've come to the understanding that I will never, ever be friends with any family member. Like, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Because the trauma of seeing a bunch of fat fucks try their damnedest and not make any fucking sense, while also not doing anything of substantial note to make themselves seem normal, and also disrespecting me, has led to me growing up in my adult years recognizing you people are worthless. I don't need you. My fucking uncle, who all intents and purposes never really speaks to me, is randomly asking me to travel to the state he lives in for his wife and his baby shower. And he has not gotten a response from me. And he will not get a response from me because why in the fuck would I waste my time?
Daughter grows up seeing how her mom handled situations with men and how she carries herself. And what do children typically do as they grow up? They mirror what they see, nigga. There's a cycle coming. I know situations like this even in my own extended family, and it pisses me off, gang, I ain't gonna lie. You see moms and daughters in our community sharing clothes, smoking weed together, which is just, it's beyond insane. It's beyond insane. Going to the club together. Just give me 1 second. All types of crap, gang. I won't lie to you. I see it in my family. It pisses me off. And
I ain't gonna lie. There's nothing wrong with that when you get older. Like when y'all are both legal age. Like you 25, your mom 50. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Now, you show me a fucking 30-year-old and a 13-year-old at the club together, call the law. And call them immediately, because what you see is really not what you're getting in that scenario. I'm gonna lie to you. That's one of them old dear golly gee willikers Batmans where you just don't feel good deep inside.
Once again, not to sound like a broken record, but all this is doing is continuing to allow them to pick up on these behaviors.
Who does? It's so impractical. Hey, we got a $23 scat pack. Come holler.
Minnie, I appreciate the cheers. I know that I'm saying this only because Janet's here and she's going to scold me, but she has the right to now because I kind of did call her ugly. I kind of just took a pot shot at Janet for no fucking reason. I don't think I'm playing Persona today. It doesn't feel like a Persona day for me. It feels like a relaxed day. I just rolled up with my. I need to go home so I could smoke with my mom. I'll go home. I need to go home and smoke. Leon should be nicer to chat. Well, if I did that, first of all, pick, dumb motherfucker, you do all that fucking weave, and I'm still on the move. And I'm still on the fucking move. We gonna send this shit to the house, nigga. You ought to be ashamed of your fucking self. Hold on, celebrate. All that fucking. Who's Janet? Oh, I'm dual streaming I'm on YouTube and Twitch. I'm cheating. And I had to celebrate the fact that I just got a pick six off a dumb motherfucker who was doing the same play over and over and over again. Eventually, I was going to figure that shit out and send him shit to the crib naive. But Janet is a chatter on YouTube. Very ugly individual, might I add. Very ugly. Right there. Right there. The name, the Janet name. Really mean-spirited individual. Really mean-spirited. Ugly, too. I gotta stop. I'm watching stream on both YouTube and Twitch. See, why can't y'all be like Minnie? You know what? Minnie's my new favorite. That's not true. Minnie, there's gonna come a point where, even though I say you're my favorite now, there's gonna come a point where I antagonize you. There's going to come a point.
Advertising BS morality,
and I'm gonna do it with skill.
Looks and a hypersexual expression, especially at a young age. Focusing on what she saw gets attention and validation, no matter how wrong it is. Because please, let's not act like we don't see this type of crap in media like Bad Girls Club, Love and Hip Hop, Baddies, nigga, all that type of shit.
I'm gonna strangle my cousin because this motherfucker routinely, until he got the memo that I'm not wasting my life, this motherfucker would routinely every fucking Sunday would sit there and be like, hey, you should come watch the Baddies with me and my friends. I'm like, what? Yeah, every Sunday we sit and watch the Baddies. I'm like, what? And I made the mistake of going to his crib on a Sunday and we was watching Sunday Night Football. These motherfuckers turn off the game in the third quarter and turn on the Baddies. I was devastated. Boy, I ain't never leave a motherfucker crib so fast. I ain't even say bye. I just walked out the door. I did the what they call it? The fucking St. Patrick's goodbye. The Irish goodbye. I did an Irish goodbye on that motherfuckers.
You just sit back and you wonder, damn, how did these women become like this? And then you see their mothers and you're like, damn. It all makes sense. You can just see how the dysfunction, the whoredom, the trauma is all just being passed down like a damn family heirloom. Yet these women get pregnant.
I would be pissed too. Bro, it was Sunday Night Football. What the fuck you mean you turning that shit off in the third quarter? What the? You see, that's really why I don't hang out with my fucking cousin. That shit right there. That's the fucking reason why I don't hang out with my fucking cousin. Motherfucker always doing some shit that make a motherfucker mad, then turn around and be like, what did I do? It's like, you know what you did.
Praised by us, the black community, as good moms when they buy their children a whole bunch of material shit. Yet they're still posting pictures on Instagram and Twitter and all this with, straight ass and bitties out. You know what I'm saying? As if they're not mothers. And guess what? The youth sees this. They see the praise that they get. They see the validation that they get, and they see how we prop those women up to be role models. And their kids see that as well. And they see, hey, so this is what a good mom is. This is good parenting. And yet we wonder why black youth lead in abortion rates, early teen pregnancies, and likelihood of being sexually active at young ages. But we choose to ignore these.
Fuck, bro. Sound like a skill. Sound like a skill issue. Fuck! I threw a pick.
Things
dangerous
and act
game.
as if it's not happening right in our faces. It's not happening in our homes. Sitting and waiting, not to just repeat the cycle, but to bottle it up and hand it right to our kids. That shit's crazy.
And what was the problem with what you did? You just showed a baby like hugging on their mom. Did I miss a piece of critical racial aspect going on here? Like, what was that? 8-month-old. What's the problem here? What's the problem with this? Am I missing something? Is this supposed to be hot? 8-month-old baby tells his mom he loves her. See, this is the fresh and fit shit where you making points and then using the wrong shit. That's a baby, nigga. You acting like he tonguing this motherfucker down. Or is she tonguing him down? What the fuck is the problem here? See? Now you lost me. You lost me. Buddy lost me. Yo, he was talking. He was talking. But now you showing me this and you segueing into the next topic like this is some big issue.
All right. I've had my rant. So let's acknowledge some truths without the not my mama, not me lens, and let's also get to some solutions. Black people, black men especially, are taught to idolize women, which is weird because it's truly to idolize our mothers, in part to the fact that a lot of us are raised in single mother households. So you should honor their sacrifice and pedestalize them while also being like a womanizer, but to other black women. You know what I'm saying? While also screaming to protect them. I don't know. This shit's just weird. Regardless, it's embedded in us, and that's where a lot of this freak behavior within black mothers even starts.
I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I figured it out. He one of them. He a member. Not that member, just the member of like dudes who got like traumatized by a woman, and now it's his duty. It's his duty to do this.
And why it goes so undiscussed in hell, I'll say it even neglected. Because of that inherent sense to protect them, right? We've skipped right over the immense disservice that the modern black woman is doing to our youth. Remember, we've been conditioned from birth to always protect the black woman. Whatever your mama say, do. Your mama's so strong. Your mama did her best. Do it for your mom,
In
etc.
Springfield, they're eating the dogs.
It's me, Miss Mini Me. Well, I don't know why the fuck I said, what the fuck? Where did I get Mini Me from? I'm in danger. But I'm glad you're around. Why can't y'all be like Miss Minnie Mercedes? Be everywhere all at once.
Always
boost my view count so that I feel good about my life.
Because it's fucking mama worship. It's instilled in us. So if we even come close,
I ain't gonna lie. He doing this shit. He doing the cheese where he get a blitz automatic and the game don't register the shit. If I don't get a first down, I can quit comfortably.
Close to acknowledging the disservice and the problems that black mothers have, especially modern black mothers, nigga. Especially them, then we might get, a few likes on Twitter and a few, like rah-has or hurrahs, my fault, in the comment section. But in the end, we will get bombarded by weirdos in the comment section that come to defend them. And we watch as the Ahabs and Jezebels mute the noise that could tear down their kingdom. And it's funny that I bring up Ahab and Jezebel because it's truly a spiritual issue. We've sat back and allowed ourselves to transform into this hyper-perverse immoral group who lack accountability, and I'll say it, the big bad word that makes every so-called intellectual find an argument is null and void because you bring up the name God. But of course, this isn't all of us, and I wouldn't even say it's not even like 30% of us. Yes, I won't go any lower than like 30%, bro. I'm sorry. It's just not happening. I'm being generous. But 100%, nigga, that
nigga said my mom was on that Big Mama house though. Bro. Your mama, man. Like, you can't say your mama on that Big Mama's house stuff and not understand what that mean. That's not a good thing. That's actually destructive.
That small group that falls into that, but 100% nigga, that small group that falls into that category, it's definitely the loudest and the one that's most broadcasting. And that's because we allow that because the community is just full of Ahabs.
And Ahab always knew better than to go against Jezebel.
So there needs to be a shift if we want to stop seeing the weirdo shit, bro. And stop reaping the reward.
There will be no shift. I'm gonna just sit there and be brutally honest with you. And the reason why there'll be no shift is because a bunch of you motherfuckers don't really know how to hammer home the point without sounding like somebody who doesn't need to come out of the closet. You got motherfuckers who try their damnedest to try to be these beacons of society, not really knowing how to understand that they need to read the room and how they want to execute the point. Because I guess in a world full of a bunch of people who like saying the word bitch, you got to remember everyone's sensitive all deep inside. Everyone's so sensitive all deep inside, all facets of life. You can't be so mean-spirited, because if you're mean-spirited, that just hurts other people's feelings. You hurt other people's feelings being this way, and that's wrong.
Of allowing the toxic perversion that current black mothers are congratulating us with nowadays and rewarding.
And also, and I feel like he knows this would happen because of how he's done this video. What about them get it out the mud, I'ma do drugs and sell drugs, black fathers we got going on that are also absent at the home at the same time? These conversations start in ways that lead to no progress because there's always a way to destroy it steadfast. And that is indeed the way.
Youth growing up to know things at very young ages, nigga, and just perpetuating the cycle into their adulthood. And the fix, I say it starts with, men getting back into the damn households, number one.
Never mind. All right. Never mind. Immediately shuts me down. I love it.
And like actually being men, like be a man, nigga, instead of running away like a damn coward and
telling motherfuckers be men. Listen. Like, hear me out. Walk with me just a little bit. You calling on motherfuckers to be men with a Shrek hat on, with a Shrek knitted cap on, bro? Everybody might as well just go gay now.
Entering to the Jezebelic tendencies that we see is in an unfortunate amount of black women today. Then we have to acknowledge within ourselves how, this kind of parenting has impacted us. Then realizing how much more.
Who's us, nigga? I ain't had this shit. I'm good.
It'll affect the kids that are growing up today. And then call it out with healthy conversation. Everything doesn't have to be abrasive. And another thing, since we're so moved by media, how about eliminating the toxic parenting styles that we see broadcasted so much in black media, black reality TV shows, black TV shows.
Get rid of the drugs!
Black sitcoms, etc. And have, more healthy parenting in our media.
I mean, we did, but then Bill Cosby fucking did all that shit.
Let's move on from that. Look at my little twin, like with your daughter or your son, fucking TikTok BS, and like move on from the worship of bitches like Ari, nigga, whose child literally said "yat" to her.
Ouch. Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. Wild that a kid said that shit. Wild that a kid said that shit. To their mom. What? Yeah, we're fried as a fucking nation. We're doomed. We're fucking doomed.
Just making sure.
And we laugh and we think it is cute. And let's get back to some Cosby Show type shit. You feel me? And it's like the court case. Citizen, and shit like that came with it. Just never mind. Follow me, gang. How about we acknowledge the spiritual side of things, gang? Because it's needed. It's needed. Not stop with this. Oh, I go to church. I go, no, nigga. Actually acknowledge this shit. These things that modern black moms are doing, bro. These things come from generational curses, bro. Passed down through trauma that weren't properly dealt with, gang. Which is by giving it to Christ. But you know what I'm saying? How are they supposed to know that if they weren't taught that? So once again, they unknowingly perpetuate the cycle. And that's why I'm not here to mom bash. I kind of tried to point out.
What? Nigga. You just mom bashed like the whole video, bro. You just my bad. See? You gotta say this shit with your chest, nigga. You can't just half-ass this. You gotta have this hate in your heart with your chest, nigga. You can't sit here and be pussy. You pussy about it, they gonna fucking sit there and they gonna take it. They gonna take you for the ride. They gonna take you for the ride, nigga. You can't be pussy about this shit. You gotta let your hate flow, nigga. You hate how this shit affecting your black youth. You gotta stand on that, nigga. You can't just be like, oh, I'm not trying to mob bash. Nigga, mob bash. These hoes is useless. These hoes funny looking and weird. And they got a fetish. And they perpetuating they fetish. On they cheering. Speak on it, nigga. Don't be a pussy. Don't be a pussy. Be a star. Nigga. You what's wrong with my black community? You motherfuckers want to pretend like you standing on shit, but you ain't standing on shit.
All the roots to why black moms are like this. I know a lot of these women, they had to hold it down, keep it together for them and their children through an egregious amount of obstacles. I get it. And maybe they got pregnant young, which, I mean, let's be honest, that doesn't happen uncommonly in the black community. So they didn't get to live, life yet. They didn't get to experience life yet.
Should have closed them fucking, never mind.
And I completely understand. They may have good intentions, good morals, good hearts, damn nearly godly, underneath. But without being truly rooted in Christ, bro, that shit is null and void. Inevitably, they fall down to worldly crap, especially if that's what's getting promoted to them to be okay.
A nigga talking about worldly crap with a Naruto poster in the background gotta have me howling to my end of days. Like, that shit got me giggling with my feet kicked up. Cause what? You going to hell with the rest of us, bro. Is that an attack? Is that a fucking Attack on Titan poster I see back there? Is that a Yu Yu Hakusho poster I see? Wait a minute. Is that an Ochako Uraraka poster I see? Buddy, you're going to hell. You talking about worldly possession? Ooh. Buddy, you going with him. Buddy, you going with him. Like, what the fuck? You part of the problem too. This video has been disqualified from the conversation. This video has been disqualified. Now, I want to learn about microtransactions and the dark psychology of them, because as someone who has been plagued by these microtransactions, I need something to help me. You
are 6 hours into playing Battlefield.
Bro made that video because he ain't getting none. Say, bro, pussy is hard to come by, especially in this economy. You see the conversations motherfuckers having right now about black people and mingling? Our goose cooked. Our goose gandered. Sick in the head.
And you run out of ammo in your clip, and we ask you for $1 to reload. You're really not very price sensitive at that point in time.
Now, the voice you just heard comes from the former CEO of EA, John Riccitello. And that was from an earnings call with investors where he openly admits to one of the many psychological tricks used to generate billions of dollars for his company. See, $73 billion. That's how much microtransactions generated in 2023. And if the market continues to trend upwards, experts forecast that the gaming industry will see $121 billion generated by 2028. All shocking numbers to hear, considering the internet claims to hate microtransactions. But clearly, someone is buying something. But what if I told...
He had to call me out like that, bro. Just a simple man with a simple plan. All I want in my life is just my microtransactions. I want my early access to the videos. Oh, I want my access to all the sweet, trendy gaming devices so that I could feel sanguine in my ability to be better than the next man at the game.
I told you clicking purchase on your favorite game was more of an experiment in psychology than just a simple transaction. An experiment quietly implemented into our game so well that it makes you wonder if your gaming habits could be orchestrated by unseen manipulation tactics. On today's video, I'm exposing several key psychological triggers game studios use to manipulate players into spending more than they actually intended. And once you recognize these patterns, you'll be shocked at how often you actually fall for them. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the dark psychology of microtransactions. You remember when you bought a game and that was just it? You popped the cartridge in.
No, I don't. It's so long ago and so old. Now we just gotta sit there and consume and buy, and $500 for a console and $90 for the physical edition, and the digital is less because that makes sense for some reason. Yeah.
Or loaded the CD, and everything the developers created was right there at your fingertips. There were no extra downloads, no season passes, no prompts asking you to spend just a little bit more for that cool sword or outfit. Those days feel like ancient history now, but they really weren't that long ago. See, back in the 90s and early 2000s, the model was straightforward. You paid your 50 or 60 at GameStop, you went home with your shiny game box, and that was the entire transaction. Games had to be complete experiences right out of the box because there was no internet pipeline to deliver extra content later. Developers had
if only these fucking idiots knew the power of online and how much they could siphon out of stupid motherfuckers.
Had one shot to impress you, and they packed their games with as much content as possible to justify that upfront price tag. But something fundamentally shifted in the gaming industry around the mid-2000s, but that transformation didn't happen overnight. It was more like a slow, calculated experiment.
Is that a fucking golf game with Tiger fucking Woods? And it's called Cyber Tiger? Oh my God. And the fact that Bubsy 3D is on my screen is an affront to everything I hold dear about gaming.
I mean, just to see how much players would accept. And it turns out we accepted a lot. The turning point that most gaming historians point to happened in 2006 with what seems almost laughably innocent by today's standards. Bethesda released what was called Horse Armor DLC for Elder Scrolls Oblivion, which is literally just a cosmetic outfit for your
I have to leave to go to work. Bye, Minnie. Hopefully you're not a fucking degenerate like Soul.
In-game horse that costs $2.50.
Who smokes weed and paraphernalia with his father. God. Fathers being a part of their children's lives to smoke. Fucking ridiculous.
Players were outraged at the time. They called it a ridiculous cash grab for something so minor. But the most interesting thing about this incident is the fact that everyone claimed to be upset, but y'all still bought it in secret. In a most
That's the problem. I don't mean to cut you off, Black Hokage, but that's the problem. There's a lot of performing online when it comes to how disgruntled people pretend to be about various fucking things. For example, people are still gonna buy the Nintendo Switch and still buy the games and still buy Nintendo Switch Online and still consume Nintendo as a video game entity. It's going to happen. Whether it be on launch day or they think it's some great gotcha to be like, oh my God, I got it at a discounted price. That's not a gotcha. You still spent hundreds of dollars on a console that basically, from every metric, runs like a fucking PS4. Now, while Nintendo has been such a great innovator, you need to remember that Nintendo is like dead fucking last in like graphical improvement. By the time the PS7 comes out, the next Nintendo mainline console will run the power of the PS4 Pro. That's not a good thing. That's disastrous in hilarious fashion.
This recent interview with PC Gamer, Skyrim's lead dev Bruce Naismith is on record saying, Microsoft and Bethesda were caught flat-footed to the response to this. We didn't anticipate this at all. In fact,
if I say I'm not buying shit, I'm playing it, I stand 10 toes down. There you go. You say that with the pre-order of your Nintendo Switch 2 just sitting there waiting. I know your type, motherfucker. I know people like you.
Only in hindsight could it be seen that that's not what people wanted and that we basically thumbed our nose at them without even realizing it. And despite being very angry about the whole thing, players still forked over a whole bunch of money for that horse armor. Bruce is also on record saying, horse armor sold in the millions. It had to be millions. Though we can't recall the exact number, that was kind of a head shaker for us. You were making fun of it, yet you buy it. I think what Bruce was trying to say is, y'all did a good job looking mad, but the reality is that y'all need to
Stop the cap.
Little do we know, this was just the tip of a massive iceberg that would fundamentally transform how games were made. What's fascinating is that while Western gamers were complaining about horse armor, game companies were watching developments in places like South Korea, where companies like Nexon had been pioneering microtransaction models since the late 90s. These Asian markets had already discovered that players would pay small amounts of money for benefits like lag-free servers or decorative items, which created a completely different business model than the one-and-done purchase. So by 2005, even major players like Microsoft were already plotting their strategy. Xbox corporate VP Jay Allard was quoted saying they would let it play out in the market, which is a telling statement about the experimental approach companies were taking just to see how much microtransaction revenue they could extract from players. But the real watershed moment came a few years later when Team Fortress 2 came out. See, when Valve transitioned the game to free-to-play with microtransactions in late 2010, they saw their player base explode by 500%, with 20 to 30% of those players.
I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I wish? I wish sports games would do that. Just like make the game free to play and load this bit. Actually, never mind. Knowing how greedy these fucking money hungry motherfuckers are with every minute detail that is in their fucking games. Never mind. Never mind.
Engaging with their loot boxes.
Let's stop playing football games because I got sick of the $60 roster update. Football games, basketball game, they got it bad because there's really nothing innovative. It's just a roster update. And I think the greatest example of how it's a waste of fucking time the WWE games. I say that with with the newest WWE game sitting in front of my fucking face. I say that with the newest WWE game. So I guess that makes me part of the problem. But I admit it. I'm comfortable admitting I'm part of the problem. And I recognize where I am in those problems, and I do better in not being it in the long term. Even though I'm on record saying I will spend $150 for Grand Theft Auto 6. And I will buy both the digital and physical because I'm one of those types of people.
The message to publishers was crystal clear. This model was making way more money than just selling a complete game for $60. And what we've witnessed since has been a complete reversal of the original gaming business model. Instead of creating a product that costs a set amount, companies now develop ongoing platforms designed to extract continuous revenue streams through small repeated purchases. And the numbers tell the story. PC gaming microtransactions more than doubled from $8 billion in 2012 to $22 billion just 5 years later in 2017. That kind of explosive growth gets the attention of executives and shareholders real quick. I mean, when you take a look at modern games side by side with their predecessors from 15 to 20 years ago, the difference is jarring. Take a look at the original Halo. You bought it once, you got the complete camp.
Halo sucks. Call of Duty forever.
Multiplayer modes, all the weapons and the maps were included. Nothing was held back for a battle pass or a seasonal update. Now compare that to modern shooters where the base game is just an entry point to a complex ecosystem of battle passes, character skins, weapon blueprints, and timed limited events, all designed to keep you spending.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I hope he shows it. I hope he shows it in this fucking video. The Warzone Ninja Turtle collab where they didn't put it in a... See, Fortnite... money hungry, but money hungry in a way that could actually benefit, especially the consumer, because you could buy some shit individually or you could buy it all in a bundle. Call of Duty had a fucking Ninja Turtle collab where you could only buy the fucking Ninja Turtles separately and they were each running you $20. You couldn't grab that fucking ball out of the air. I'm devastated. They each ran $20. I'm just sitting there looking at this shit like, huh? A nigga can't get this shit in a bundle? Which would have probably been like $50. This shit's sick.
Or take a look at sports games like the early Madden NFL titles versus today's version. The original games included all the teams, players, and modes right out of the box. Today's equivalent has Ultimate Team mode, which is built around card packs that players can purchase with real money and a never-ending quest to build their dream team. It's literally the same game year after year, but with additional ways to spend beyond that initial $70. I mean...
I feel called out even though I'm not playing Madden, I'm playing NCAA. I feel called out because I am playing Ultimate Team. But, hopefully this is my get out of jail free card. This is my first time ever playing Ultimate Team, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm not doing it. I can't do it again. This is the most pay to fucking win game mode of anything I've ever seen. This is the most pay to win shit ever, where you gotta get a crumb of luck or some duck shit like that gonna happen.
The financial pressure behind the shift is real. Game development costs is skyrocketing. Even back in the early mobile gaming era, a game like SimCity for phones cost around $500,000.
I might touch myself. Like, this shit getting sick.
To develop. A far cry from the tens or hundreds of millions of dollars that AAA titles cost today. Publishers needed to find ways to generate more revenue, and the microtransaction model provided the perfect solution. Although, here's some food for thought, I also think making smaller, less expensive, and more experimental games is a solution as well to lower your overhead. Just some food for thought, but back to the topic at hand. And the topic at hand is microtransactions, which, funny enough, started off as simple downloadable content, but evolved into sophisticated systems engineered to maximize player spending opportunities. That initial outcry over horse armor seems quaint now that we're in this era where some games have microtransactions exceeding $100 for a single item, battle passes that reset every couple months, and daily shop rotations designed to trigger FOMO. But the most concerning aspect isn't that games cost more now. It's how this monetization shift has fundamentally changed game design itself. Games are increasingly being built.
I want everyone on YouTube to understand what I just saw on Twitch. This motherfucker just asked me if I angrily beat my meat. Sir or ma'am, are you okay?
Built around monetization systems rather than monetization just being added to support a good game. I'm talking progression systems, difficulty curves, and reward structures, all carefully crafted not to deliver the most fun experience, but to create more opportunities for players to spend money. And they did this carefully by crafting psychological hooks. You know that shift in game design that I just described? It actually goes way deeper than
Soul, I thought you had work. Get the fuck.
You might realize. Game companies aren't just throwing random purchase options at you hoping something sticks. They're meticulously crafting psychological traps tailored to different personality types. Each microtransaction targets a specific vulnerability in our brains, and developers have essentially created a psychological blueprint of what makes each of us reach for our wallets. So let me break down these microtransactions into their main categories, because understanding them is the first step to recognizing when you're being manipulated. There are three primary types that dominate the landscape. In-game currency, think V-Bucks or COD points, random chance purchases, think those infamous loot boxes, and direct in-game items. But within these categories lies a more sophisticated understanding of player psychology. Companies aren't just selling virtual goods, they're selling solutions to emotional needs you might not even realize you have. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You and your game of choice just might be trauma bonding.
This crack shit, man, it's got me, man. I don't got no control over it, man. I try to kick, man. This shit just be calling me. It's calling me.
Take cosmetic items, for example. That $20 skin in Fortnite or that weapon camo in Call of Duty, on the surface, they seem harmless. They don't affect gameplay, right? But cosmetics tap directly into our fundamental human desire for self-expression and social status. When you're running around with that...
He's right. I'm telling y'all this because I thought about it at one point, but I never let it come into my mind again. There's going to come a point where eventually COD is just going to say, fuck it. And they're going to allow you to buy your way into diamond camos if they haven't done it already. They're going to let people do that one day. All they got to do is try to make this shit make sense, and they're going to do it. And guess what? People are going to buy it. People are going to buy it. Why? Because people love a diamond camo. People love an excuse to have diamond camos. And it's going to work, and people are going to eat it up. Why? Because of what he just said. People like that little social status. Oh my God, you got diamond camos? How'd you get them so early? And motherfuckers be like, you know, I'm just that good at the game. Now imagine a motherfucker just buying their way to a diamond camo. Devastating work. You realize, like, I've only gotten a diamond camo one time, and it was on SMGs and assault rifles in Black Ops 2. Nigga, that was 10 years ago. I've never done it again since. Because what the fuck do I look like grinding for that shit when all I need to do is just like 360 no scope you motherfuckers to hell? I can't 360 no scope.
That rare skin that everybody recognizes, you're not just playing the game, you're communicating something about your identity. I've personally seen people drop hundreds of dollars on cosmetics, but not because they personally enjoy looking at them, but because of how they think others will perceive them. That's called digital peacocking. The game companies know this, and they specifically design cosmetics that create visual hierarchies so other players can instantly recognize who spent money and who hasn't. This has not only led to excessive spending, but also bullying. I know firsthand because anytime I boot up Fortnite, I am teased for still having a season 1 default character. Now, I'm an adult, so none of this bothers me. I just roll with the punches and joke back with people. But imagine being a child in this era. I've heard harsh...
It's devastating. Imagine you still got a skin from like season 1 and motherfuckers all running around with they fucking Sabrina Carpenter skins. I'd be devastated. I would be devastated.
Stories of children going a little too hard on one another because of the lack of skins. Now you have a toxic environment. Another aspect of microtransactions is the progression boosters, aka the time savers that let you advance faster or skip the grind. These target a completely different psychological vulnerability, our impatience and frustration tolerance. Notice how games have gradually increased their grind over the years? That's not a coincidence. By creating tedious progression systems, developers manufacture a problem they can sell you the solution to. One of the worst modern examples of this is 2017 Shadow of War, which is the sequel to the wildly popular Shadow of Mordor. Now the game's okay for the most part, but in the final chapter, it becomes a pure grind fest when you have to take down tons of high-level enemies that you most likely are not the proper level to tackle. Now instead of rewarding the player with the proper amount of XP for playing the game so you can level up your character, the game instead slows down the XP grind, and their solution is to constantly dangle XP boosts in your face to tempt you into spending to beat your single player game that you already paid for. This was especially egregious because they waited until the final arc to do this. If you're 90% there, you are less likely to quit. So it's a form of manipulation to slow down the XP you gain and lock faster progression behind microtransactions in the final arc of the game. And the worst part is too, when this game came out, they patented the Nemesis system, so it was never to be seen again. And one could argue WB Games falling apart fiscally in 2025 is karma for that. But back to the topic at hand. XP boosts, level skips, resource packs, they all exploit the same psychological trigger, the pain of delayed gratification. Some players can't stand feeling held back or watching other players progress faster than them.
Because we are creatures of habit, and we creatures tend to gravitate and fixate around things that you can absolutely fucking not want to be around. With the battle pass of Fortnite makes it so easy to stack skins though. That is true. But you can like do the level skip thing anyway. But as an adult, you can get that fun Sabrina Carpenter skin. How much is that? You know how bad gaming is that I had to re-download NBA 2K16 and I've been having fun trying to fucking make the LA Lakers win another championship. Like, do you understand how devastating it is to be a part of this? Like, it's devastating. I think the last time I looked at Fortnite, I saw Adventure Time was a part of the fucking criteria, and I felt happy knowing that that exists.
Purchases aren't about enjoyment, they're about relieving the artificial pain points the game deliberately created. But the most psychologically manipulative type goes to loot boxes. These random chance purchases directly mimic gambling mechanics. They trigger the same neural pathways as slot machines. When you open a loot box, you're experiencing what psychology...
So yesterday? Was that yesterday? Huh. Felt like last week.
Just call a variable reward schedule. One of the most effective ways to create addictive behaviors. It's the anticipation of potentially getting something rare, the flashy animations, and the near-miss experiences where you almost got the item that you wanted.
Oh no! Oh my god!
These are all deliberately engineered to trigger dopamine releases in your brain. Dopamine is a chemical our brain releases that makes us feel good. You get a
He's right. I can't tell you how much I've fucking consumed. You just saw me try it. To try to fucking get like a card that would have benefited me in no capacity whatsoever. But you saw it. You saw me try! You saw me try! Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Hold on. Let me move this. Get it. This is when I realized Fortnite's doing anything. Cause what the fuck you mean we getting shoes that we could put on skins? What? What? Like, what is this? Why? Now, it's funny, and the fits be go hard. The fits be go hard, especially with the shoes when you consider it. But like, the fuck are we doing here? How do we make this shit matter in ways that would be beneficial? Now, Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh my good. See? This how they get motherfuckers like me. Cause what you mean, we got these motherfuckers in the fucking item shop now. I'd argue Helldivers has the best monetization system. Do they though? The fucking wait a cotton picking. The fucking bundle for Sabrina Carpenter is 2,800 V-Bucks. Which is $22 fucking dollars. Are you out of your mind? 22 bones for what exactly? 22 bones for the skin, the Lego skin, a back bling, an emote, another emote, a contrail, and an axe, and music. Not worth $22. Not worth it. Not worth it. Not worth it. And then you look at the rest of this shit. It's just like, eh. And then, where's this one? I ain't gonna lie. This is the best fucking promo I've ever seen out of Adventure Time and Fortnite. Best promo, best collab. But how much? 3,800 V-Bucks. If you wanted all the skins, and I guess the cosmetics too, because I guess all of this comes with it. I think except for the B mode. Wait, bullshit. You don't even get all the shit. You would get that. You would get like the skins, but if you wanted the fucking emotes, you'd have to spend more. You'd have to spend $37 fucking dollars. 37? Ew. That's bad business. That's bad business. I mean, it's good business because I know motherfuckers bought it. This item will be removed from the item shop on April 21st. Y'all got another week. Y'all got 6 days. Get your Fortnite skins while they last. If Fortnite's still even a video game or just a social media app built as a video game, I don't know how you get social media app built as a video game. That don't make no fucking sense. This has been a video game. Really, nothing's changed about Fortnite except the enhancement of collabs. That's really it. They've gotten really aggressive with these collabs because waking up and seeing this on your screen when you go to the item shop, like, come on. Marvel, what the fuck they got going on in here? Who the fuck are these creatures? Cable, Domino, Creature. Like, these aren't Marvel characters I care about. Where's my Spider-Man? A travesty has been brought about that one must rectify. And the only way I can rectify it is giving you all what you want. Black Spider-Man, baby. Black Spider-Man means the most to all of us in the moment in which we hold dear. Am I really about to play a fucking round of Fortnite? You know what? Fuck it.
Dopamine released from pretty much anything, including exercise, sex, or achieving a goal, but our brain puts stopgaps in place so our body...
If Mario comes to Fortnite, and the sick part is you can't even say, like, never to that because they got Adventure Time of all fucking things. So it's like the potential's there for that to occur. So who truly knows at this point?
Body doesn't abuse this chemical. That's actually what drugs are. A substance that body passes our body's security measures to get a constant dopamine hit. You know who else has learned how to hack and bypass those stopgaps? Casinos and game publishers. And just like casinos, when it comes to microtransactions, the odds are never in your favor, but the possibility keeps you coming back. Now, battle passes represent yet another psychological approach. These subscription-style purchases create commitment through the sunken cost fallacy. If you're unfamiliar with the sunken cost fallacy, the basic concept is that once you buy into something, you feel obligated to play more just to get your money's worth, transforming what's supposed to be leisure time into a part-time job. The time-limited nature adds to the FOMO too, because battle passes contain items you can never get again if you don't partake in the grind that you paid for. But what's fascinating is how game companies precisely target different types of players. Some of you might be familiar with the term whale, but there's actually more.
Animal Crossing. If Animal Crossing comes to Fortnite, I will absolutely delete this fucking game. I do not want that fucking putrid franchise near my shit. I don't want that fucking disgusting fucking franchise near my games. I don't fucking want it. What? What'd you say? To this day, I still don't get the Miles hate. It's a bunch of people who can't be Spider-Man because they're fat, unattractive, ugly, and just unathletic. Did I help you figure it out? I hope I helped you figure it out. Because if I didn't, you know.
And each monetization type targets different psychological profiles. And the way they're labeled, you would think these profiles were designed by Namor. So let me break them down for you so you better understand. So the smallest group of spenders is known as the guppies. They typically spend $50 a year on a game or less. The next group are known as the shrimp. These are very occasional spenders who might spend upwards of $100 per year, often making just a single purchase when they first start playing. The next group is known as minnows. These are low spenders who make occasional small purchases, typically spend...
So Animal Crossing Street, you'll never, ever see me play fucking Animal Crossing.
Up to $10 in a game or around $100 every 6 to 9 months. Next is the dolphins.
Shut the fuck up, chick tries.
These are moderate spenders who might spend...
I ain't got time for you and your bullshit. You go finish watching that fucking musical I sent you. And don't you do shit else. When are we going to beat Repo? Like, when are we actually gonna lock in and beat Repo? Because I know that game has an ending. It can't just be, hey, we're just doing this until we get bored. I want to beat Repo. I don't even know how many levels there are in Repo, and I don't want to know. That's the fucking thrill of the fight. That's the thrill of it, man.
$50 to $100 per month, or approximately $100 every 4 to 6 months, and they represent around 0.86% of the player base. Now,
what did Animal Crossing do to you? Everything. Everything.
Moving into the big boys. You probably heard of these ones, the whales. Whales are heavy spenders who regularly spend hundreds of dollars monthly on a game. Typically, they represent only 1 to 2% of the player base, but contribute 50 to 70% of in-app purchase revenue. And last but not least, yes, there's a level above the whale. We've got the legendary Krakens, the people with no self-control.
Actually, hold on. Give me a second. I want to prove my point. I love, 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 I love. We do need to play more Repo. Della was saying we should play modded Repo. Not doing that. I love, I love, I love. Hello, everyone. I love. It did everything to me. It did everything to me. You'll never see me play it. Never. Ever, never. You'll never see it. You hear me? Never. Never. Never, ever. Never, ever, never.
This is the highest tier of spenders. They max out on everything. These players typically spend thousands of dollars monthly, and they compromise about 0.2% of the player base. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Only 1 to 2% of gamers spend in excess, but that was all that was needed.
I want numbers. The sick part is that I wasn't the one who was playing that. Someone else was playing that on the Switch. So I don't know the numbers, nor do I care to find out. Sorry. But yeah, that game wasn't for me. Damn, I got packed. Yeah, I'm rusty. I ain't played Fortnite. I don't know how long.
Business landscape of gaming forever. These profiles help executives identify that some players are immune to cosmetic temptations, but they...
How much to get you to play it? How much to get me to play a game I don't want to play? I've fallen for this trap before, and it ended with me playing the fucking game, which is not something. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! That scope is terrible. Oh my god! You got Animal Crossing cucked? No. It's just someone else played it instead of me. Why? Because they wanted to play Animal Crossing and bought a Switch so that they could do that. Oops. Oh my god, I can't deal with this scope! Oh, I'm so rusty. Oh, I'm so rusty. Oh, I'm so rusty. Oh, rusty dusty. Oh, he's so rusty dusty. Oh, he's so rusty dusty. Oh, he's so rusty dusty. Oh no. Oh no. You know what, Chick Tries? I like your number. $100. I'll play Animal Crossing. You know what? No, fuck your number. Your number is too convenient. 150, I'll play Animal Crossing. But because I know, I do this shit on purpose. You got clapped so quick, I hate when that. Fuck you! I ain't even. Don't make me lock in. Don't make me lock in. And then worse than getting clapped by the same. I mean, I landed in the same spot. What do you expect?
It came for progression boosters. Others never buy power advantages, but they can't resist the gambling thrills of loot boxes. The game companies know this, which is why modern games rarely stick to just one monetization approach. They layer multiple types to ensure every player has a psychological weak point that they can exploit. And the crazy thing is, the transaction classifications go even deeper. Beyond the surface categories, there are consumables, which are items you can use and you need to repurchase, non-consumables, which are one-time purchases, and subscriptions, which are
How's your My Sims world? It has been going so great. So many houses have been built. I am the greatest My Sims player of all time.
Recurring payments. Each creates different purchasing patterns and psychological dependencies. Now let's talk about pay-to-win microtransactions specifically, because they tap into a competitor drive in a way that others don't. When a game lets you purchase power, it's
Bro trying to act like he got skills. Let me lock you in. You heard that? The sound of my knuckles cracking. Oh yeah. We mean business now. We mean business now. We mean business now.
Putting a desire to dominate others. The frustration of losing to someone who simply outspends you creates a powerful incentive to open your wallet. It's particularly effective because it combines two powerful motivators: competitive drive and the desire to avoid negative emotions. If you need an example, think NBA 2K. Day one, the new 2K drops, you hop in the...
This is the greatest example he could use. The greatest fucking example he could use. 2K is the king of these fucking loot boxes. God damn it.
Park, you're a brown shirt, 60 overall, just trying to get some games in and grind your badges. But the problem is, the park is full of stank-ass YouTubers and wannabe YouTubers and streamers who are 85, 86 overall because they purchased VC. They purchased their power. Now they're dominating you. You're getting pissed. And guess what? Now you're considering purchasing VC because you're sick of it. But the most concerning thing about these spending habits and microtransactions is it's not even evenly distributed. Industry data suggests that a tiny percentage of players, often less than 10%, account for the vast majority of the revenue. These whales, these krakens, these dolphins might spend thousands or even tens of thousands on a single game. This concentration of wealth suggests these monetization systems aren't just selling optional enhancements. They're exploiting psychological vulnerabilities in very specific individuals to an extreme degree. Basically, what these companies do is create the problem and the solution. Those whales spending
I'm not a fan of this wannabe ominous music.
thousands of dollars on games are only a part of the story. What's even dark...
Chick Tries, don't persuade these motherfuckers. The gimmick of me putting a price on what you motherfuckers want to see is so that I don't do it. I've admitted this. I set an egregious price and standard so that I don't do the thing. And the only reason it worked the last time was because I lowballed. Always take the high ball in these options.
Darker is
do
how game
nothing
developers
else.
have literally hired psychologists to engineer frustration.
I'm locked in, bitches!
That's not...
Hold on, I need
not a design flaw. That's not by accident. It's a carefully calculated trap designed to extract money from your wallet. I mean, think about it. Have you ever been in a mobile game and suddenly you hit a point where you can't progress without having to wait 24 hours? Or maybe you're in the...
Oh yeah, when Candy, boy, my mama's sick. My mama on that fucking vibe too. My mama play Candy Crush all fucking day. And whenever she get to a point where she can't level up, she open up her fucking credit card. I'd be devastated. What you doing? I'd be devastated. Cause what the fuck? The cunt doesn't have Streamlabs. Yes, I do. No, Extreme Elements. That's what I have. That's what I have. Extreme Elements. I had to be dumbed down into recognizing that those two things are not the same. Because for like a week, I thought they were. Because it's just like Streamlabs, Stream Elements. Ah, what the fuck is the difference? What the fuck is the difference? It's Stream something. Am I right? You know? It makes sense.
In the middle of a gaming session when your energy runs out, and the game helpfully suggests you can keep playing if you just spend a few bucks. This isn't random. Game companies have mastered the art of creating artificial problems just so they can sell you the solution. And mobile games are the most
I'm not locked in.
obvious offenders. They perfected time gates and energy systems to create complete artificial scarcity. You're not waiting 12 hours for your barn to upgrade in Farmville because it's fun. You're waiting because the developers want you to get frustrated enough to pay to skip the time. It's like ordering food at a restaurant, then being told you have to wait 4 hours for it to arrive unless you want to pay an extra fee for priority service. What?
What you mean, bro? I want my fucking crispy nuggets within 10 minutes. If I don't get my crispy nuggets at an appropriate time, what am I to do in this moment? I need them within 15 minutes. So I'm going to pay the extra fucking 30 to make that happen.
What the f***? What's especially manipulative is how these games gradually condition you to accept their barriers. You'll start with short wait times, right? Maybe just a minute or two. It'll get you invested in the game's loop. Then as you progress deeper, those timers stretch to hours or even days. The game knows you are emotionally invested, making you more likely to pay rather than abandon your progress. But mobile games aren't the only culprit. AAA games have also gotten in on the action. I mentioned 2K earlier as well as Shadow of War. I can even use Diablo Immortal as an example, which is a AAA mobile game because it's designed by Blizzard. That game was deliberately designed with progression systems that create frustrating barriers to push players towards microtransactions. The deeper you got into the game, the more it introduced increasingly complex and time-consuming tasks that, surprise, can be bypassed by spending money. What's particularly insidious is how these games will deliberately calibrate difficulty spikes to maximize the likelihood that you'll make a purchase. You've been cruising along, enjoying yourself, when suddenly you'll hit a wall. The enemies get dramatically harder, resources become more scarce, and the progress just slows to a crawl. This is not poor balancing. It is psychological manipulation. The game is creating a problem, which is the frustration, and then immediately offering you a solution, which is spend your money. An example of this is Shadow of War, which I mentioned earlier in this video. That game waited to the last arc to make the game increasingly hard. You couldn't get no XP, and then it was like, hey, you want to buy some XP boost? Man, fuck that shit. And I say fuck that shit because the industry data on this is alarming. Around 6.5% of players become so used to spending money to overcome these artificial barriers that they create a consistent revenue stream for developers. That's not just a happy accident. It's an entire business model. And here's where it gets really dark. Game companies have been known to hire psychologists and sociologists specifically to engineer these addictive mechanics. They're not just creating games anymore. They're creating sophisticated psychological traps designed to manipulate your emotions and behavior. Do you remember when games used to be, I don't know, just games? Now many are designed to where you can no longer make basic progress without waiting extended periods or spending money to speed things up. It's like buying a car during the winter, only to discover the manufacturer deliberately locked their heated seats behind a $20 a month subscription. Oh wait.
I'd be devastated because that sounds like Tesla. That sounds like Tesla to the nth degree. Oh my God, I'm reloading. No! Penis!
BMW did do that. Now let's take a look at some of the before and after examples. Mobile RPGs from just a few years ago might have had cooldown timers of 5 to 10 minutes on energy refills. But today,
I'm not locked in. My time on Fortnite is passing me by. I'm getting old. I'm getting old. I gotta start recognizing the haves and the have-nots of what I play. And this ain't it. These
versions of the same games have a shit ton of ads, and the energy refill timers take 4 to 6 hours. And this perfectly aligns with the shortening of attention spans, by the way. A lot of people are addicted to short form content such as TikTok and YouTube Shorts these days, and that type of content has reduced attention spans to just 8 seconds. So obviously someone who can't go without doom scrolling 8 seconds isn't gonna wait 4 to 6 seconds for an energy refill. They're either gonna quit the game or they're going to pay to play. If you look at it from the publisher standpoint, that means they have a 50-50 chance of earning some cash, and that's why so many games have these small purchases nowadays. Candy Crush started with relatively fair difficulty progression, but later levels became nearly impossible to beat without boosters. These aren't design evolutions, they are calculated business.
Where did I get shot from? I need my ass ate. Like, this is ridiculous.
Decisions to extract more money from you. What's particularly effective about this approach is that it's solving a problem that creates a much stronger purchase motivation than simply enhancing an already enjoyable experience. It's the difference between
I gotta really see if I lost my edge now.
selling painkillers versus vitamins. A vitamin is nice to have. I mean, it might make you healthier in the long run, but you don't feel an immediate need for those vitamins. A painkiller, though, when you're in pain, you'll pay almost anything to make it stop. And that's exactly what these deliberately frustrating game designs do. They create the pain and then they sell you the relief. And it works because the relief feels justified. Your brain doesn't interpret you spending that money on something frivolous. Instead, it looks at it as you're spending it to remove an obstacle that's preventing you from having fun. The game has successfully reframed a purely optional purchase into a practical necessity. And the most troubling aspect is how these deliberately frustrating design elements can trap players into a cycle of repeated purchases. Once you've paid to overcome one barrier, you're now psychologically primed to do it again.
Hold on, I gotta see the microtransactions of Fall Guys. About voice reporting? Oh my God, I'm turning off voice chat. I don't want to. Wait, you can hear people now? Oh no. I don't want to hear people with the microtransactions in this game. What we got going on? What we got? What type of microtransactions we got going? Disney apparel. I could wear Mickey Mouse gear. I could be a Disney shill for real. Oh, wait a minute. God. I actually like this. No! We need to make video games great again. The problem is, depending on who you ask, video games will always be great. Especially if you ask me. I'm going to always enjoy a video game. There's going to be something to bitch about, but it won't be enough for me to be like, we need to make video games great again, because the people that say that don't want to make a video game. They just want to bitch on their hands and knees until they get something that they want so that they can pretend that gaming is back. And then we'll sit there and the next game that comes out that isn't what they want, especially for their political ideologies, they'll start crying about how gaming is dead. It's a repeated cycle that really never makes any fucking sense. Ranked knockout? Oh, buddy, I'm playing this. What do you mean ranked knockout? Hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up, boys. Above gold badge early. Hold the fuck up. I gotta play me some ranked. Oh. When the fuck did this game add ranked? Oh, yeah, baby. This is what daddy wants.
Again and again and again. And this can quickly develop into a form of addiction where players feel compelled to keep spending to maintain their progress.
They will not get rid of microtransactions because it has made so much money. There would be no reason to get rid of this shit. Zero. If you don't want microtransactions in the game, you make a game and you don't put any in it. That's your only way out. And you would need like a consecutive amount of games to come out where microtransactions play no part and the games are successful. And then maybe then there will be a conversation about how microtransactions could die off. But because that's such a lucrative business model, it's not going away.
Or status in the game. Although I will say it's worth noting that not all in-game purchases are exploitative. Some genuinely add great value or offer meaningful content to the game. Elden Ring Shadow the Erd Tree is
Let's
a
see
great
how
example.
toxic
That was a $40 piece of DLC that added 100 hours worth of great content to the game. But when a game is deliberately designed to create frustration that can only be alleviated by spending money, we've crossed from optional enhancement into psychological manipulation. Exploiting a person's mind doesn't end with frustration mechanics. It gets way darker when we look at how games hijack your brain's reward system. Did you know your brain can't actually tell the difference between a slot machine jackpot and a rare Fortnite skin reveal? It's the flashing lights, suspenseful music, and the magical moment of revelation.
Well, there aren't loot boxes in Fortnite, correct? Like, they show you everything they're going to give you. What'd you spend your money? A more accurate depiction is like the card packs in NCAA or my team, where they tell you that you have a chance of winning some shit and then you don't win it. And then fuck! And then you don't win it. Like, that's a more accurate one. Fortnite tells you that, hey, you buy this, you're getting this. No two ways about it. That wasn't a good depiction. That wasn't a good example.
That trigger identical neural pathways, and game studios are banking on it. Matter of fact, let's bring it back to dopamine. You know that feel-good chemical your brain releases when something exciting happens? Well, according to Dr. Luke Clark from the Center of Gambling Research, your dopamine cells fire most actively during moments of maximum uncertainty. Think about that for a second. Your brain doesn't get the biggest chemical reward when you're guaranteed something good. It gets the biggest hit when you have no idea what's coming next. That's why a random loot box drop feels better than just buying the item directly. And game developers didn't stumble onto this by accident. They've systematically studied and implemented the exact same neurological triggers that casinos perfected over the decades. The similarities between loot boxes and slot machines aren't subtle either. They're practically twins separated at birth. Both use random reward distribution, variable prize values, those frustrating near misses, and a symphony of sensory stimulation designed to keep you pulling that lever like.
Leon, your ranking is on the line? I know. And the Quagmire tied bitch up scene. Oh, it's so easy.
Dear Diary, jackpot.
When you open a loot box, your screen explodes with color. Triumphant music swells. Particle effects dance across your screen. And that tantalizing moment of suspense right before the reveal, yeah, that's all deliberately engineered to maximize your dopamine response. Studies have found that this combination of auditory, haptic, and visual feedback creates genuine psychological excitement.
I remember when there was a time that I opened Overwatch loot boxes. Boy, What a dumbass I am.
Reported experiencing a literal buzz or rush when opening these digital packages. The same exact sensation gamblers describe when pulling a slot on a machine. And the most insidious part might be the near-miss mechanics. You ever notice how loot box animations often slow down as they approach rare items, making it seem like you just barely missed getting something amazing? That's not a random animation. It's a calculated psychological technique. Seeing that legendary skin appear for a split second before vanishing tricks your brain into thinking you were this close to winning it big, which ironically makes you more likely to spend more than less. Your brain will register it as almost winning instead of definitely losing. But you have to understand, the odds are not stacked in your favor. Loot boxes are meticulously calibrated systems of uncertainty, anticipation, and feedback loop. Now, the probability tables aren't published for most games, but research shows they are carefully engineered to maintain engagement without giving away too much. It's that perfect balance of occasional wins to keep you hopeful, mixed in with enough losses to keep you spending money. And what's particularly concerning is how these mechanics affect our younger players. Children are significantly more vulnerable to these psychological manipulation techniques.
Children should not have access to banking information. The minute they have access to it, it becomes a problem because they think money is just there, which is why my parents never let me do that. And the only way I was ever able to do it is when I had my own money and my own card to blow money on. That was it. Anything else would go fly with them.
Techniques. Their still developing brains can't effectively resist these cognitive triggers the way adult brains can. And that's because of the prefrontal cortex. It's responsible for impulse control and decision making, and that isn't fully formed until you're about 25. That's why the World Health Organization has formally recognized gaming and loot box addiction as a legitimate mental health concern, classifying them both as ICD-11 and DSM-5. I mean, let me paint a picture of how sophisticated these systems have become. When you open a loot box in a modern game, you're not seeing just a random animation. Every aspect has been tested and refined. The gradual reveal, the pulsing glow around rare items, the dramatic pause before showing what you got. It's all designed to maximize that dopamine release. Game designers literally study casino psychology.
See this video? This video is going to be my reference as to why I'm not going to be playing NCAA 26. Because the dopamine rush that I've gotten from playing that fucking game and that fucking game alone has been astro-fucking-nomical. It's almost been concerning, if you will, because motherfucker's done a lot
for the millionth time to make these experiences as addictive as possible. And the wild part is that the research suggests frequent loot box purchasing can actually be more strongly correlated with problem gambling symptoms than traditional gambling games like slot machines or online betting. Think about that for a second. The digital box in your favorite game might be more psychologically manipulative than actual casino games designed explicitly for gambling. The entire opening sequence is a masterclass in sensory manipulation. First, there's anticipation as you select a box. Then there's the building excitement as the opening animation begins. The sound gets louder, the lights flash faster, and everything crescendos to the moment of revelation. Your brain is being taken on a carefully orchestrated neurochemical journey with every box that you open. And the funny part is that these companies try to argue these systems are just surprise mechanics that create.
No, they're not. They're not surprise mechanics, you sick bitches.
Fun and excitement, not gambling. But when you look at the research, what they're really selling.
A friend of mine's kid spent $2,000 on V-Bucks. That's the ass whooping of a lifetime right now. That's one that's like, you can't even call the police and say you got beat because they'll hear why and they'll agree with the parent.
It isn't the digital item inside, it's the dopamine hit itself. The psychological reward becomes more valuable than the actual reward itself. That's why so many players describe feeling let down after the excitement of opening boxes passes, regardless of what they receive. And the most disturbing part is that these systems are designed to be particularly effective on certain personality types. Just like casinos know which players are most likely to develop gambling problems, game companies can identify which players are most susceptible to loot box addiction through data analysis. The very players who are most vulnerable to these psychological triggers are the ones most aggressively targeted. So I think it's important I touch on how virtual money fools you. Game companies didn't just borrow the dopamine triggers from casinos, they also copied their most brilliant financial tricks. Have you ever noticed how when you drop 1,200 gems on a digital sword, your brain doesn't register as it being $15 of actual money spent? This psychological...
No, yes it do. Or at least for me it do. This is what the fuck you mean. I just blew the bag on 12,000 points. 100 bones for 12,000, bro? I be devil. Fuck! I'd be devastated. And I do mean devastated.
Logical distance isn't by accident. It's a deliberate design choice that game developers have perfected to separate you from your cash. Now let's be real here for a second. If you walked into a store and you saw a virtual outfit priced at $20, you'd probably think twice before buying. But when that same outfit costs 2,000 V-Bucks, suddenly the math gets fuzzy and the purchase feels less consequential. That's exactly...
Shit, no it don't. That's still V-Bucks. That's still V-Bucks that you just saw me fucking sit here and just look at this. You just saw me sit here and look at this shit and recognize, hey, this shit kind of, the way I fucking clutch that grab is fucking insanity.
The point. Game companies know that once your real dollars are converted into colorful digital tokens, your brain perceives them as less valuable. This trick has been extensively studied. Research shows that players experience significantly less psychological pain when spending virtual currencies compared to real world money. It's the same reason casinos use chips instead of having you play with actual dollar bills on the table. Because once that conversion happens, your brain's financial warning system gets short-circuited like...
I missed that sound. when nothing would work on my fucking computer and I just get that random sound. It used to be beautiful.
What makes this even more effective is the intentional use of confusing exchange rates. Have you ever noticed how games rarely use one-to-one conversions? Instead of making 100 gems equal $1, they'll make it something awkward like 83 gems equals 99 cents. These odd rates make it nearly impossible to quickly calculate what you're actually spending in real-world terms. So by the time you pull out a calculator, your impulse has already won. And because of that, the only positive thing to ever come out of the system is the fact that 16...
The fucking... Oh, $20 for 1,600 points, and none of this shit would add up. None of it. Some shit wouldn't even be enough. Ooh.
1,600 Microsoft points cost $20. Now, why does that matter? Because without those 1,600 Microsoft point gift cards, we would have never got the classic.
Measure all reason players. My first will be a separate lobby at 1,600 Microsoft points. Message me back if you're interested. Yeah, that's it.
And that's just the beginning of the currency shell game. I mean, many modern titles have introduced multiple layers of currency. You got gems that convert to coins, coins that convert to tickets, and tickets that finally convert to items that maybe you'll want. And each conversion further obscures the real-world value and creates additional psychological distance from your actual bank account. FIFA Ultimate Team is notorious for this. It forces players through a maze of FIFA points, coins, and card packs that makes tracking your spending nearly impossible. And the most diabolical part is the fact that currency bundles almost never align with item prices. Need 1,000 gems for that character skin? Sorry, but the store only sells them in packs of 850 or 1738. This clever mismatch ensures that you always have
penis. I'm not winning this. I'm not winning this. I feel it. I'm not winning this. It's got to be the most clutch comeback of all time for me to get ahead in this shit. And the fact that I'm in dead last right now says a whole lot.
Have leftover currency. It'll be just enough to tempt you towards another purchase, but not enough to buy anything worthwhile without having to spend more money on gems. It's like a grocery store that only sells hot dogs in a pack of 8, but it only sells guns in packs of 6. You're gonna always need to buy more to avoid wasting your glizzies. Mo games have perfected
Mom, kill me! Kill me. You know what? God damn it. I'm hurt. I'm rookie 1. Oh my God. Ranked. I'm too enamored by ranked fucking Fall Guys.
I mean, take a look at Candy Crush or Clash Royale, where the currency bundles and prices are meticulously designed to leave you with an awkward amount of leftover gems. This isn't sloppy design. It's calculated to create what psychologists call the incomplete ownership effect, where leftover currency creates a sense of unfinished business that nags you until you spend more money. The Entertainment Software Rating Board has actually raised concerns about these practices. They've recommended that publishers enhance purchase disclosures by providing consumers with meaningful information about real money costs. But the industry has been slow to adopt transparent pricing, and for obvious reasons. I mean, studies indicate that players spend up to 2 to 3 times more when using abstract currencies versus seeing direct dollar amounts. And
Tries, when are we going to fucking beat? When the fuck are we going to beat Repo? You never answered this fucking question. How dare you? This is a question that needs to be asked. The people want to know. The people have watched us at least 2 different times try to play Repo. We need a task force? No, you fuckers just need to listen instead of just trying to be Rambo all the fucking time. It's fucking ridiculous. I want to beat Repo. But motherfuckers just want a meme talking about something. I love. What do you love? Death? What do you love? Your own failures? It's ridiculous. You understand me? Ridiculous. Evil. Not good. Lock in, bro. Listen to a newbie? I mean, you're new and you suck. You feel me? It's not fair. It's not fair for me to get treated like this. I don't like it. I want to be able to do my own thing, have my own fun. But no, everyone makes everything so difficult for me. What was I doing? Oh, I was watching The Dark Tales of
Particularly concerning is the fact that most players don't even realize what's happening. Research shows a staggering 98% of participants in one study were completely unaware of how their spending was being manipulated through these currency systems. Game companies are literally banking on your ignorance, and some of the most egregious examples come from games targeted at younger audiences. You've got Roblox system, Fortnite.
Oh, Roblox. I'm so glad I never really got into Roblox. Happy my life was dictated based upon things that I couldn't control, to where I didn't have to fucking play Roblox. I'm so happy about that. I'm so egregiously happy about that. Life had so much more meaning without dealing with a game like Roblox.
Night's V-Bucks in mobile games where their gems and diamonds all create an environment where kids especially struggle to understand the true value of what they're spending. The FTC has even launched investigations into how these games disclose or fail to disclose the actual cost of gameplay. But even players who consider themselves financially savvy fall for these tricks from time to time. And that's because systems aren't just exploiting math confusion, they're targeting deeper cognitive weaknesses in how humans process abstract values. When you're in the middle of an intense gaming session, your emotional brain is in the driver's seat, and that part of your brain is terrible at converting 1738 gems back into $25 on the fly. So next time you're about to purchase some virtual currency, pause for a moment and force yourself to calculate the actual dollar amount. Ask yourself if you'd still make that purchase if the price tag showed real money instead of colorful coins. This simple mental exercise can be surprisingly effective at breaking the psychological distance these systems are designed to create. But I also will admit, it doesn't help the fact that these companies also tap into the power of peer pressure. Even the most calculated money-saving gamer will eventually face an opponent more formidable than any in-game boss, and I'm talking about social pressure. That countdown timer on a limited edition skin isn't just creating urgency, it's weaponizing your social nature against your wallet. Those digital status symbols aren't random products, they're carefully engineered social triggers designed to make you spend when your willpower alone would have easily said no. And gaming companies have mastered the art of making you feel like an outsider if you don't join the spending party. But let's be real, gaming isn't just about playing games anymore, it's about belonging. When that new Valorant skin collection drops, it's not just about how cool the gun skins look, it's about the reaction you get when you pull them out during a match. You'll hear something like, damn, I see you with that skin, you got that shit on. And that from a teammate hit different, don't it? That brief moment of recognition creates a social hierarchy where your digital possessions determine your standing. Game companies know this and deliberately design their ecosystems to maximize this effect. Take Fortnite's approach to limited time cosmetics. When a rare skin like the Galaxy or the Black Knight appears in your lobby, it immediately communicates something about that player. It could be their dedication, their OG status, or simply their willingness to spend. These aren't just random design, they're carefully crafted status symbols that create visible distinctions between players. And let's not pretend we don't notice them. The game's third-person perspective literally forces you to stare at your own skin the entire time you play, while also parading it around in front of others. Y'all have to understand that the social ecosystem in these games is not by accident. It's an engineered economy of status. Games deliberately build social comparison mechanisms that encourage spending by making purchased items more predominantly visible. You might think you're immune to this kind of influence, but seeing your entire squad dressed as Ninja Turtles in Fortnite and you're the only one that dresses as a Ninja Turtle can lead to a special kind of FOMO that hits different, and sometimes that could even lead to bullying, as I stated earlier. And
that's the sick part, because people will actually sit there and bully another motherfucker for not having a fucking Fortnite skin. I've never in my life understood it. But he said it. It's FOMO. So it's like, you choose to not understand it if you don't recognize the innate issue that one could have in the ability to fucking sit there and be like, hey, you know what would be so cool is if you in this moment, just like right now, were to just give up and make everything not okay, and we all sit around and we all do nothing and we all just become fans of something stupid. Anyone bullying over skins is the saddest shit I've ever. What are you talking about? It's amazing. Bullying people over skins, it's awesome. It's great.
Speaking of FOMO, that's where limited time events come into play. Those 72-hour special events aren't short because the developers are lazy. They're strategically designed to trigger emotional responses like excitement and anxiety.
Because they want you to buy that shit immediately. If you don't buy it immediately, you miss out. They'll never come back. Unless they do like a special event where everything returns.
That countdown timer on a rare skin collection creates an artificial deadline that disables your normal decision-making process. Suddenly, you're not thinking about whether you need that skin, you're panicking about never being able to get it again. I mean, think about it. How many times do you buy something in a game not because you desperately wanted it, but because you were afraid of missing out on that window? That's not a coincidence. It's calculated psychological manipulation. Limited time events exploit your fear of missing out to compel purchases that you probably would have skipped if given the proper time to consider. And it works especially well because you're not just missing out on an item, you're missing out on a social experience. When everyone in your Discord is talking about that epic limited time raid or showing off their exclusive reward, not participating creates real social exclusion. The cosmetic items from these events function as badges that signal I was there to the community. And the exclusivity creates prestige that goes beyond the digital pixel. So if you...
I think the difference in what you're showing and what you're explaining is two things, because the fucking... What do you call it? The fucking Fortnite events, are those free? And then they let you go and replay them if you missed it. I mean, they let you do it with the Juice WRLD one. The Juice WRLD one was funny. But other shit comes down to motherfuckers just being sad. Cause like, oh my god, I didn't get the skin. Juice WRLD's gonna be so mad as he sits in his grave, very not alive anymore.
If you don't partake in that, you're now left out of the conversation. Sprinkle in the fact that some people have made gaming their entire personality, and the consequences can become tenfold. What makes this particularly effective is how these tactics target young players. Teenagers and young adults are neurologically more susceptible to peer influence because they desperately seek social validation. They're still developing prefrontal cortex makes resisting these pressures significantly harder. And the game companies know exactly that, and that's why when they design these systems, it's designed to leverage young players' heightened social awareness. Now let's talk about the streamers and YouTubers and other type of content creators because they amplify this effect. When your favorite YouTuber spends $500 on loot boxes or showcases every skin in a new collection, they're normalizing high spending patterns. You'll watch them celebrate getting an ultra rare drop, and suddenly spending $20 on a chance to get something yourself doesn't seem that crazy. These influencers, often unknowingly, serve as powerful marketing tools that validate excessive spending, and they showcase the social capital that comes with getting rare items. But the worst offenders are the creators that don't care about any of this, because the only thing that matters to them is that almighty dollar. They will spend years building up trust with their young audience, only to turn around and promote the very things that harm them.
Have I built up enough trust with my young audience that I can manipulate you all into understanding that I'm the greatest repo player of all time? Have I built up that repertoire with you people? I know I have. You don't have to say yes to that. I understand, because without my skill set and my understanding, you wouldn't be able to recognize me as the greatest video game player of all time. Like, I get it. I get it. You need people like me to indoctrinate you into understanding right from wrong. I get it. Don't feel too discouraged. Don't feel too intimidated by my prowess.
Exchange for a paycheck and a little bit of...
You have a young audience? I don't know. I think the age range of my audience is like from 18 to 50.
Clout. What I find fascinating is how the social dynamics in the gaming community mirror real-world consumer behavior, but just on steroids. In real life, yeah, you might occasionally see someone with some new shoes or a new watch, but in a video game, everything you own is constantly on display, creating a 24/7 social comparison machine. The digital nature of these items also makes them function as a perfect status symbol. They have zero production costs after creation. They can be made artificially scarce, and they're designed specifically to be noticeable and impressive to others. The genius of the system is that it creates a self-perpetuating cycle. Players spend to gain status, which normalizes spending for others, who then spend to keep up, raising the bar for everyone else, and before you know it, dropping $20 on a skin feels like the standard and not an exception. The social ecosystem becomes an arm race where the house always wins. I'm not saying we should never buy cosmetics or participate in limited time events again. Hell, I'm guilty of spending money on microtransactions myself. Some of these purchases genuinely enhance our experiences. But we should recognize when our decisions are being driven by social pressure or engineered by different types of algorithms versus actual desire for the item itself. Especially considering the fact that the average gamer is 35 years old. It's time for some of y'all to start acting y'all age by exercising some self-control. It is no reason, and I stand on this. If there's anything you take from this fucking video, it's no reason for anyone to be spending thousands of dollars on an annual sports game. So,
feel called out, but not in a bad way. In a, yeah, you do this shit type of way. Time to fix it. I ain't mad. I just feel called out. And you know what? It's shit like that that'll make you understand the difference between right and wrong, and your ability to understand good and evil. And you know what? These fucking game companies be operating very sneakily, and it don't be goodly, it be badly, it make you sickly.
I encourage everyone, the next time you feel the urgent need to buy something in a game, ask yourself, do I want this because I truly like it, or do I want it because I'm afraid of what others might think if I don't have it? And if you don't know the answer to that question, well, that's how you end up falling for it. The commitment trap.
I hope this has something to do with 2K. If this doesn't bring up 2K, I'm gonna be devastated.
That $10 battle pass sitting in your game menu is not just another purchase option. It's actually a commitment contract designed to hijack your decision making. See, when Fortnite revolutionized the battle pass system in 2017, they weren't just creating a new monetization method. They were tapping into one of the most powerful psychological biases that keeps players logging in even if they're no longer having fun. And because of it, battle passes have since become the dominant monetization strategy across virtually every genre of game. We're talking from shooters to MOBAs to even single player games like the recently released Assassin's Creed Shadow. That tier
sickening work. A fucking single player game got a battle pass. Literally nothing else could be done in that game, and there's a battle pass.
tiered reward track with the premium unlock has become
gaming is fried in the future, my boys. And there's nothing we could do about it.
As standard as the settings in a games menu. But why have developers universally embraced this model? The answer isn't just about steady revenue. It's about what happens to your brain after you make that initial purchase. So let's break down what actually happens when you buy a battle pass. You're not purchasing content. You're signing up for a part-time job. See, the typical battle pass lasts between 30 and 45 days, with most settling around the 30-day sweet spot. This isn't a random time frame. It's carefully calibrated to align with monthly user engagement and spending habits. During this period, you're expected to complete a series of challenges, tasks, and gameplay objectives to progress through anywhere from 10 to 200 levels, with 30 levels being the industry standard for optimal balance between progress and attainability. What makes this system so psychologically powerful is that it transforms your relationship with the game. Before purchasing a battle pass, you play because you wanted to. You play for fun. After buying one, you play because you feel you have to. And this is the commitment trap in action. Once you've invested that initial $10, your brain starts working against you through what psychologists call the sunken cost fallacy. Friendly reminder, the sunken cost fallacy is our tendency to continue an endeavor once we've invested resources into it, even when continuing it no longer benefits us. Your brain essentially tells you, I paid for this battle pass, so I need to make sure I get my money's worth. This creates a powerful psychological obligation.
There have been I can't tell you how many battle passes that I've bought, I've never beat, I've never completed. So I haven't been fully indoctrinated with this concept just yet. It hasn't gotten its heels dug into me just yet. I fought the good fight against all of these consumers and their ability to trick my mind into finishing something that I wasted my money on. Ooh. you. I'm fighting a good fight. Ooh, I stand for truth in a world of evil. Evil, 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 evil.
It keeps you grinding challenges at 2 a.m. on a work night.
Motherfuckers like Chick Tries will eat these fucking battle passes up, but me, I fight the good fight for you, random gamer who doesn't fight the good fight for me. And that's why we're still in this perpetual state of violence, self-inflicted.
And it transforms what was supposed to be fun leisure time into a part-time job. And game developers understand this psychological mechanism and deliberately design their battle passes to exploit it. You ever notice how the first 5 to 10 levels of any battle pass are incredibly easy to obtain? That's not generosity, it's a calculated onboarding strategy. Those quick early rewards create a surge of dopamine and a sense of progress that hooks you into the system. But the difficulty curve isn't linear, it's exponential. So by the final third act of most battle passes, you'll need to invest significantly more time to unlock each of the levels. And ladies and gentlemen, that's how we go from things being incredibly fun to...
Days never finished, master got me working.
Someday master set me free. Sick word.
In many battle passes, you might earn the first 10 rewards in just a few hours of casual play. But those final 10 levels, they might require 3 to 4 times as much gameplay. This isn't poor design. It's deliberate psychological engineering to create a sense of sunken cost fallacy that compels you to keep playing even as the fun factor diminishes. And the time-limited nature of battle passes adds another layer of psychological pressure. That countdown timer isn't just informational. It's a stress-inducing mechanism designed to create anxiety. As the timer winds down, your brain begins calculating whether you'll complete all levels in time. This creates what psychologists call anticipatory regret. It's basically you start feeling bad about potentially missing rewards that you've technically already paid for, but you have yet earned. And this is where battle passes reveal their true brilliance from a business perspective. They've managed to monetize not just your desire for in-game items, but your fear of waste and incompletion. The battle pass exploits completionist tendencies by presenting a clear visual representation of what you earn versus what you stand to lose if you don't play. The rewards themselves are carefully structured to manipulate player psychology. Battle passes typically include a mix of cosmetic items, in-game currencies, boosts, and occasional loot boxes or characters. But the most desirable items, you know, the ones showcased in all the marketing materials like the YouTube trailers and the tweets, they're usually placed at the highest levels, requiring the most significant time investment. Some games even offer premium battle pass tiers that cost extra, creating multiple layers of commitment and potential sunken cost fallacy. This system creates what psychologists call a compulsion loop, a cycle of anticipation, rewards, and
cycle of abuse. That's what this shit boils down to. A negative cycle of abuse built upon motherfuckers' expectations to actually fucking feel completed in life, when in reality, you're empty inside and you will eventually die off. And you will die off in the most embarrassing way possible. Fighting to seek validation in a fucking video game. And that is the saddest shit under the sun. Yes, soul. Motherfuckers are married to the game, but they're not married to the game in loving, committed relationship. They're married to the game in a level of abuse that only a true fucking abusive partner could understand. And I feel like that's the saddest part of the whole thing. That almost makes me feel bad. I say almost because, let's be honest, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny that there are people out there desperate for validation on a video game to the point where they will go above and beyond the worst way possible and try to make it all make a modicum of fucking sense when it will never. And people like Chick Tries are the reason why video games stay the same, because they buy all this shit anyway.